Hello, my name is Mark Dimmock. I'm the Regional Director for PB in New South Wales, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about my career in PB so that you have a perspective on what you can achieve if you join a great organisation like PB. I started my career when I left university in Newcastle in, geez, this is a long time ago, 1989, and I joined a small firm up in Newcastle that was subsequently bought by an organisation called PPK in 1990, and myself and another gentleman started the office of PPK, as I said, back in March 1990, and I've had amazing opportunities within PB since then. One of my first jobs was to go and work in our Brisbane office, and I worked with a fellow who is now the General Manager of the Queensland operation, Sean Nugent, and we designed the environmental forces, or come up with the environmental forces for an offshore oil platform. From there I moved back to Sydney, worked in our Sydney office for a while, then up to Bathurst, and I worked with a gentleman by the name of Ian Barnett, who is now in our Victorian office, and Ian is the Regional Marketing Executive for Community Development in Victoria, but was the manager of Bathurst at the time. From there I moved back to Newcastle, and within a couple of years, I think it was around 1995, I became the manager of our Newcastle operation, which is where I stayed for a few years, and then from there moved into business development manager in Sydney. Now I'm stretching my mind because I don't know what year that was, but I think that was sort of late 90s, yes. I was business development manager and moved through various roles within Sydney, including starting our project management business. I took on a role of recruitment, and then 2004 I took a role and moved to the United States, managing our San Francisco office. Then a short time later, 2006, I moved back to Sydney to be the state manager of New South Wales, and only recently I've been promoted to regional director, which is where I'm at now. I'll tell you that story because it's a pretty short time, 18 years I've been with PB or predecessor companies, and I've moved from an undergraduate engineer to this position of regional director, so certainly achievable, and a lot of the people that I work with along the way have also experienced promotions. I mentioned Sean, Ross Killick, who was managing our Singleton office when I joined, is still with the organisation some 40 years later. Ian Barnett has just celebrated his 35 years with the organisation, so a lot of people have long and successful careers with PB.